life has its own challenges, and you don't have to be having a mental disorder to go for counseling. So why seek a counselor? And yet I can get advice from my friends. I'm aware that you've really gotten that advice. You've seen some people, they look well adjusted. So the question I'll pose, where do you want to place yourself? Do you want to grow? Do you want to develop? My name is Counselling a counseling psychologist, and today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, counseling. But before I start, I will start with a quote from Franklin Benjamin, an American thinker, an inventor, and somebody who had various positions in the society. He said that there are three hardest things in the world. One is steel. You know how hard steel is. Two is diamond. And three is knowing oneself. So back to our topic. So what has that got to do with counseling? Counseling is a holistic discipline whereby you endeavor to know yourself first before you know other people. So the question is, what is counseling? So in a nutshell, you can define counseling as a process or a relationship between a client and a skilled helper, a trained skilled helper. That person can be a counselor, a psychologist, counseling psychologist, clinical psychologist, a life coach, but that person must be having the relevant qualifications and experience. Now, people ask, so when do I go for counseling? You know, life has its own challenges, and you don't have to be having a mental disorder to go for counseling. If you want to have personal growth and development, it's good to go for counseling because you're going to achieve your full potential. However, if you're having issues like stress, depression, conflict at your place of work, you're always having conflict. At home, you're having conflict, and people are complaining about you. Maybe it's a time to look for an objective person who is going to guide you through. Also, maybe you have issues with substance abuse. It can be alcohol, it can be cannabis, it can be any kind of drug, prescribed drug, but you're not using it correctly. Maybe you have this feeling of being marginalized. You feel like people are picking on you. You are stigmatized. Then it is good to seek for help. Also, there are other issues like you want to do better, but you feel you have stagnated. You've been in a company for 5, 10 years, same position. My friend, there is a problem. You need to address it. And that is where you need a professional counselor. Now, there is another question that comes in. So why seek a counselor? And yet I can get advice from my friends. I'm aware that you've really gotten that advice, but you've always find yourself in the same situation. Now, here is the difference between advice and professional counseling. Advice, you can get it from anybody, along the street, in the bar, in hotel, anywhere. That person has no moral obligation towards how we'll use that advice. They can say anything that comes across their mind, or they can tell you something out of the experience. But professional counselor is somebody who is trained and has relevant skills, has relevant techniques, has relevant theories. And what you'll be sharing is something which has been researched on, and it is evidence-based, meaning the probability of you going to 2 counselors and getting same results are very high because they use almost similar techniques. So it is evidence-based.